Hello YouTube, it's me again here, and this is Project Modern Mosin, the sniper rifle the Russians of World War II wished they had. The goal was set to milk as much accuracy as I could out of a Model 9130 Mosin gun, manufactured by Ishvek in 1943. And so let's get a rundown of the things I've done to it. I started off with this MP 9130 muzzle brake, which I did a review on. It's a sufficient muzzle brake. It works pretty good, but it's going to get ditched because I have intentions of cutting the barrel down a couple inches, so that this pencil thin barrel doesn't suffer from barrel whip, because that's a big problem when you're shooting at great distances with a Mosin. The fast loads cause the barrel to flex at the end and throw your shot off. The next upgrade that I did to it was I went ahead and purchased the Archangel Op4 stock for it. This is the Archangel Op4 stock. It features a detachable box magazine. The box magazine isn't in the stock right now. It's over on my table. But I have had the rifle bedded in the action. You can see that there's oil in it's bedded in the stock. You can see there's oil in there. It works fantastic. It absorbs a lot of recoil. It's got a nice squishy pad back here, and it's adjustable for length of pull and your cheek weld as well. So that brings me to the next upgrade. I wanted a good solid scope mount, and if you give me just a second, I'll grab what I initially tried. Initially, I tried using this. This is a scout scope mount from Brass Stacker. And it came with an NC Star scout scope, which I was thoroughly unimpressed with. Mine, I could not get it to zero, no matter what I tried, no matter what I did. It mounts over top of your rear sight. You don't have to remove the rear sight with this particular mount. But I never could get it to zero, so I couldn't even tell you if it held zero. I was not impressed. I did not like it, so I decided to ditch it in favor of the Rock Solid Industries 9130 scope mount. This is by far the most rigid and best scope mount that you can get for a Mosin gun. However, as you can see, I've got my receiver chucked up in a drill press right now, and it's going through the process of drilling and tapping the receiver. So if you're not comfortable with drilling and tapping your receiver, this particular scope mount is not for you. There are other scope mounts that mount on the 11mm dovetail that's underneath your rear sight, or you can try your luck with the Brass Stacker. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with the mount itself, but the scope they sell is garbage. So if I were you, I would save the money. Don't buy the scope, just buy the mount and buy you a Bushnell or some other pistol or scout scope for the rifle. But I'm pursuing long range accuracy, so the Rock Solid was the way to go for me. And with the Rock Solid scope mount, I got the bent bolt body, because any of you who've worked on a Mosin know, if you want to use a traditional scope mount and a traditional scope, you have to put a bent bolt body on it. So I have the Rock Solid bent bolt body and scope mount. And that is pretty much where my rifle's at today. And last but not least, the big thing that I've done Everyone knows that mosin triggers generally suck. They are sloppy, lots of slack, lots of creep. You'll notice mine doesn't have a lot of play in it, wiggle in it, what have you. And that is because I spent a couple hours with a Dremel tool grinding away on my trigger. And you can see it's nice and light. It doesn't have a lot of creep. It is, pardon my French, about damn perfect. So you don't have to spend $100 on a Timney trigger to get a nice trigger feel on your mosin. The best videos I've found on how to do a proper trigger job on a mosin are from Iraq Veteran 8888. He seems to be one of the most knowledgeable people on how to properly modify mosins that I have found on YouTube. Most of the information I get, I have gotten from his videos. And he seems like he has a pretty solid grasp on what it takes to milk accuracy out of these rifles. So, if you're looking for a good, solid base to start your project off of, I suggest you watch his videos on building multiple mosins, because he's done several builds. And keep tuning into my channel as well, and you'll get to see this rifle done hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. Once the mount goes on, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it with the long barrel for a while. We'll be putting a scope on here hopefully in the next month or so, and then when I've got the money together, I'll get a crowning tool, and I'm going to go ahead and put another muzzle brake on her. So I'll go ahead and document how to properly crown and thread your barrel after you cut it down so that you can thread another muzzle brake on. But just keep tuning in, and hopefully this project will come together in the very, very near future. Again, this is a model 9130 Mosin Nagant, 1943 year of manufacture from Ishvak Manufacturing in Russia.